not a legitimate clinical phobia. It's not a true mental illness or psychological condition. So people that go around saying that you're mentally ill if you don't accept homosexuality, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. The term homophobia is composed of two words, the word homo and the word phobia. The word phobia means an extreme or irrational fear of something. And the term homo can have two meanings. It can mean man or mankind in Latin, or it can mean same in Greek. So when you combine these two words, homo and phobia, it actually means an irrational fear of man or mankind, or it means an irrational fear of the same. Okay, it does not mean an irrational fear of homosexuals. Individuals who disapprove of homosexuality do not have an irrational fear of mankind, or an irrational fear of individuals who are the same as them. So people who, flippantly toss out this term, homophobia, they fall in prey to a ridiculous, unscientific word that it's not even etymologically accurate. The way it was prefixed and the suffix was put together, it's not even accurate. It's become common today to hear the term homophobia and its variants, homophobic, homophobe, tossed around in the media, on the internet, in the educational system, in the fields of science, and even in some churches. On YouTube, this word is flying all around casually. Where'd this term come from? And what does it mean? What is the purpose of this term? The term homophobia, meaning, basically in summary, it means a fear, an irrational fear of homosexuals or homosexuality. It was created by a Manhattan psychotherapist, writer, and activist named George Weinberg. Weinberg began using this term in 1966. Then the homosexual activist movement latched onto it and began using it. Then George Weinberg convinced his friend Al Goldstein, he's a former American pornographer and publisher. Weinberg convinced Al Goldstein to introduce this word through his underground publications, Gay and Screw, which were weekly pornographic magazines aimed at heterosexual males. In fact, the term homophobia first appeared in print in an article written for the May 23rd, 1969 edition of Screw, where it was used to imply that heterosexual men are afraid of people thinking that they're homosexuals. The term homophobia was also used in Weinberg's 1972 book called Society and the Healthy Homosexual. Weinberg created this word homophobia to assert that individuals who disapprove of homosexuality are suffering from a psychological disorder and an irrational state of mind. In other words, if you view homosexuality as sinful, immoral, unnatural, perverse, deviant, unhealthy, destructive, then according to George Weinberg, you're mentally ill. This term is haphazardly, applied with a broad brush to anybody that disapproves of homosexuality and will not endorse any aspect of the homosexual agenda. So if the word homophobia is supposed to mean an irrational fear of homosexuals, then why is it being applied to people that just don't believe in same-sex adoption, or they don't believe in same-sex quasi-marriage? Short and sweet, it's a tool of homosexual propaganda. It's one of the many, I would call it, shaming language terms designed to negatively label anyone who holds to a God-informed biblical view of human sexuality, marriage, family, and gender. The goal is to remove the social stigma and remove the shame from homosexuality and shift the social stigma and the shame upon the biblical view and on the people that hold to that view, such that those people feel pressured to accommodate homosexuality, even if they aren't comfortable with it.